How strong have you valued your privacy and personal life? Did you ever wonder if someday governments and companies can just look all the information about you in your brain, memory, and thoughts? Add here the secret passwords, conversations, and ideas you think are your secrets. This is not a fantasy we are talking about, but a reality approaching fast in our near future. We'll talk about these in this video, so watch to the end and comment your thoughts and opinions. Firstly, not all of you are new to RFID. Nanotechnology, microchips, and brain implants. You may have heard or watched about these technology developments many years ago. The truth is, some of these have already been used to people when the public is not yet aware of their existence. The astronauts who went to the moon and those soldiers in wars. RFIDs and microchips were already used by some people to access their bank accounts, personal data, and government files. Some put these on their hands that can just be swiped for access. So they could be running around naked, but can still access their bank accounts without using debit or credit cards for their purchases in stores, malls, and wherever the data can be used. Before we dig deeper, I want to remind you that these information are for educational purposes only, and you can research more if you want to study the topics in detail. The brain implants are a bit controversial like the others because there are many findings decades ago that some people were embedded with these without their knowledge. Some books and findings claim that doctors in the 1980s have discovered these brain implants in people who don't even know they have implants. In those years, the sizes discovered were about 1 centimeter. As the years progressed, it became the size of a grain of rice made of silicon. Now, these brain or body implants are already hard to detect and hard to remove because they are so small, yes, smaller than the width of a hair. It is good to be critical at these times to double-check the information you receive, so I have to tell you that you can expand on these topics if you search books and files on brain implants, latest developments on health technology, and government conspiracies. For those that are being advertised and released openly to the public, we already have the developments under Elon Musk, Bill Gates, some universities, and scientists. Let's not include the government here because, as you know, even if they experimented on these even 100 years ago, they won't claim it openly and say, yes, we did it, to the eyes of the masses. I believe you already have many ideas about the obvious reasons, so we'll look at those being shown to us freely. To give you some clues of the effects, you can check The Manchurian Candidate, Hardwired, Johnny Mnemonic, and Idiocracy. However, those shown in these movies are even minimal or small compared to the many uses of these brain implants or microchips and RFIDs. In the Manchurian Candidate movie, those with the implants can be activated using some words. They can then be commanded to kill or eliminate somebody without their knowledge. And mind you, they won't have any memory they did it, they'll just go on with their lives. In Hardwired, people can be targeted and set up for accidents so that they can be embedded with brain implants. After these, advertisements can show in the mind of the target, all their dialogues and locations are recorded, pain can be administered heavily in the brain, leading the individual to suffer. And they can even be killed at will by those in control of the brain implants. In Johnny Mnemonic, these are being used as storage which can be recovered later. In Idiocracy, barcoded individuals will be scanned for personal data and other records. If you try to run, you can still be detected, and once your barcode or number is detected, they can just come at you. In real life, the developments will combine those in the movies with many additional features. According to Elon Musk, the coin-sized shaped brain implants under his company Neuralink can help those who are paralyzed to move their robotic limbs or use gadgets or smartphones using their thoughts. In Stanford University, Dr. Jamie Henderson put 2 microchips that are about 1 millimeter or the size of a baby aspirin into the brain of a paralyzed man in 2017. If the man imagines he is writing on a notepad, the computer converts his thoughts into text. This means he could type like a normal person using his thoughts since his body can no longer move. He could text at about 18 words per minute. The researchers are hoping that this technology will soon be used on people who can't talk as a way of conversation. Just observe the rise of social media. Before, people are really careful about what they share to strangers about their personal lives, but now, it is as if the normal is to share everything about you on the internet to anyone. Those people who advocate for limiting social media use or those discussing about the importance of privacy are often ridiculed or laughed at as paranoids. And we can't deny the fact that we almost share everything about us through the internet now, from messages. tweets, emails, pictures, videos, online files, and transactions. Some states already prepared cautionary measures for these rise of brain implants and the harm that these could give to the privacy of the public. Human memories and thoughts will soon be uploaded in the cloud, and some would prefer they have a virtual or robot counterpart that will retain their memories forever. For you who have worked in companies with many trade secrets or business processes that the company thinks should not be shared to their competitors, in case you resign from your job and look for a greener pasture, they would prefer to remove those memories in your brain. Now the problem arises, since, how can you be sure that those who will access your brain, ideas or memories will only check about those trade secrets stored in your brain and remove that file? Our brain has almost everything about us except the mind, which is not limited to our bodies. Brain or memories. Your brain is not just about you choosing whether to eat pizza or chicken for breakfast, but also about your passwords, private conversations, interactions with your family and friends, and your plans for the future. Just imagine if all of these are already backed up in the cloud or being updated every second from the brain implant inside you or microchips inside your body. Let's not forget that your memories can be erased completely and seeded with a new one, or many of your memories can be removed and changed. Of course, you must never forget the hackers that are also preparing to hack these files to gain information or money. These brain implants or RFIDs and nanotechnologies are being designed to be used for you to just use your thoughts to unlock your smartphone, control the security systems and locks in your house, activate your autonomous car, or use your bank accounts for your purchases, savings, and investments. Can you now see that once somebody has access to your brain or hacked the cloud, all of these will be compromised? It's not just your information that is being shared and accessed everywhere, but you could be locked out from your smartphone. Your house will be manipulated to no longer be controlled by you, or your thoughts will be manipulated to remove all security systems and open it for robbery or anyone to occupy it. Now, how about your savings and investments? Once your brain is accessed, they can also access your money and investments without your free will. These are not wild fantasies, because these are just few of the uses and dangers of these brain implants, RFIDs, microchips and nanotechnology. There are whole books, articles and documentaries discussing these things from reputable websites and researchers. Though be careful also of disinformation or any of those types. Just be vigilant and stay open-minded about developments. Offers were already made for these to be used to soldiers who have trauma from their past missions. The memories about those specific events will be removed for them to live a normal life. However, let's not forget the evil side of human nature that loves to control, dominate and manipulate others, whether fellow humans, animals, and the environment. Since fully automated or robot soldiers are not yet around to replace human ones, they could make a way. What would be that way? Like in the Manchurian Candidate, soldiers will be embedded with brain implants or microchips, which will then be used to activate them for whole-scale war or bombing operations even without their knowledge. In case they will be commanded with their memories, these will soon be erased fully and repeat the process again and again. This will lead to soldiers massacring or committing genocide to innocent civilians, or unleashing bombs to anyone without any emotional attachment, because these memories will just be erased, and tomorrow they will be living as the God-sent saviors of mankind, not knowing the evil and atrocities they have done in the past. We must not deny that many of our soldiers have great hearts and dedication to their country, or would love also to experience peace in this world. But you know, there is always the however or what if. Thousands have gone to missions they know they will never return to, others are even eliminated for the secrecy of their missions. There are also those who really just wanted to save people, or unknowingly not. Many have done heroic deeds, and we don't want to taint their reputation with blood that shouldn't be there. There's the good ones, and there are bad ones. But we may no longer be able to determine white from black once all of them are implanted with microchips that could alter their behaviors, memories and actions. No matter what, life, whether in small creature or big, should be given respect, or we are just leading our own doom due to our own greed for power and control. Even the ants in our world have important roles to do. What more for humans who have the ability to think for a better and peaceful future? Just not the twisted ones, please. So these are just small details about brain implants, RFIDs, microchips and nanotechnology. You can buy full books or research papers to gain more insights into these topics. Since we've discussed benefits from the previous video, now let's keep moving with the other negative effects of artificial intelligence, machine learning or robotics. Another bothersome negative effect of artificial intelligence is the rise of deepfakes, wherein we no longer know if the videos we're watching are real. Anyone could already pose as a president or a powerful figure and state something weird or negative which couldn't have been said or done by the real person. This is especially true during elections to sway the votes of the citizens. One more thing is that electronic voting can be rigged already before the election even happens once the certain parties have connections or control of the right person, technology, and machineries. Then third would be weaponized artificial intelligence or lethal autonomous weapons. These have made headlines due to their negative effects. Since the producers of weapons realized that many soldiers still use their ethics or morals during combat or missions, they want to eradicate any emotional attachment by using these weapons. Though it is true that this will save the lives of many soldiers, there should be limits or set guidelines for the international communities or governments to follow. We already know that these could be abused in any way. Ordinary people could even purchase some of these and use them in ways they wanted to, dangerous or not. Once these all connect to neural networks and human coding is no longer needed, well, we won't know if all of us will be the next target. Maybe that could be the way so that the destructive nature of humans won't spread in the whole universe or even in our own galaxy. Here are the other negative effects. 4. Artificial intelligence will replace jobs of accountants, artists, customer representatives, drivers, pilots, and those in manual labor that can be done by robots or operated by AI. In short, most jobs will be automated by artificial intelligence. 5. Artificial intelligence can disrupt work and drive inequalities in income or employment opportunities. An example is an orchard sprayer can find another job but will not benefit much financially like the farm owners using automation and AI for his or her work. They no longer have to pay for wages, just the price of the machines in one go. 6. There will be threats to democratic decision-making due to artificial intelligence. As machines or AI could already decide on their own without human input and many people prefer control over others, there will be less options or choices for everyone. Insurance, social securities, product and service offers can already be tailored to each individual or certain groups without any input from them whether they want other options. Just like a seller who forces a product that stayed in their storage for months on you, stating it's the only best option for you even if there are like 2 to 3 more choices. 7. Disturbing gender imbalance in the workplace. Some data stated more men in the artificial intelligence and robotics field than women. There could be ways for women to be motivated to study or conduct research in this field. However, some will experience difficulties since it's a field populated by men, like in being an astronaut before or those under computer programming or information technologies in the past. 8. We'll see the negative effects of just using self-driving cars. You should also imagine if all of us rely on electricity, then a man-made or natural disaster would cause a worldwide blackout for months or years. Oh my! Do you think we can survive that? There will be doubts here since we always rely on our cell phone and automatic machines. At that time, maybe many have also forgotten how to drive properly since we rely on AI most of the time. Even the human brain could possibly shrink to a point wherein we can't even remember the meaning of simple words since we rely always on our online dictionaries. I mean, there really is the shrinking of the human brain now. 9. Some are stating the bias in facial recognition, racists, robots, tech addiction in headlines and video games created by machines through A/B testing. Since humans are not perfect who first coded these AI, concerns have risen that these machines and algorithms will carry the biases of their makers. Also, since AI could already create catchy headlines and addictive video games based on human behaviors, we couldn't be far from the movie Idiocracy, wherein most of the population just watch or play while the president looks like a bodybuilder or a rock star. With all of the changes happening, of course it is not new that the gaps between the haves and have-nots in countries and individuals will grow wider. Those who have multicultural societies will also see employment losses, like in nurses and truck drivers. In LA, 1 in 4 nurses is a Filipina, which means that once AI and machines will replace many nurses, they will be affected much. Since the privacy concerns from new marketing applications are not new to us, since we are already seeing the changes in our everyday lives and the apps and gadgets we use. You're no longer shocked to know that most apps and websites in your smartphones know more about you than your own neighbor and family members. Just a few details that these apps and sites know are your personalities, locations, travel history, searches, purchases, bank accounts, cars, jobs and personal data. It's not also new to us to see robot soldiers fighting each other in the future as countries and companies struggle to keep the latest AI developments away from their enemies. Take note that you have to brace for new cybersecurity problems, especially if you will be alive when all the world population is required to have brain implants to live in this planet. If you are an early adopter, maybe you prefer it more when company advertisements just appear in your brain and you just say yes, and your bank account will be immediately charged without moving a muscle from your couch. Oh, what a life! Artificial intelligence will have many beneficial uses, but also has many dangers that it will give to the whole humanity or even to our neighboring planets. Just look at how humans slaughter each other for their own greed. But, in the future, AI will be far stronger and more powerful than humans. And, we must never deny that all our autonomous weapons can be controlled by AI to eliminate the whole humanity as it sees us as a threat to the whole planet or galaxy. Thus, eliminating us all in seconds with nuclear and hydrogen bombs, terminate us through microchips, and nanotechnology-induced suffering. Here are few or some solutions to lessen the dangers of artificial intelligence. 1. What more needs to be done in regulations and governance of AI and new technologies? In software, it's difficult to understand if the code is safe or how it works once done. This AI can create its own systems or ideal world. If this happens, how do we know there are any guarantees of safety? Regulators need to address legitimate social concerns while still encouraging innovation and productivity. We must keep developing ethically responsible and effective artificial intelligence. Ethical concerns vary from application to application. And organizations can be rewarded with the practice of ethical AI by customers and employees or support them. An example is this. Why should artificial intelligence choose not to kill a human instead of slamming the person to a building when following traffic rules? Can AI choose between killing one person to save the lives of other 5 humans? 2. A partnership with artificial intelligence can be based on mutual trust as it will be built with empathy and ethics for us to communicate effectively with the new inventions. As you know, AI could soon decide for itself and control all that are connected to it in whatever way it wanted to. Humans and artificial intelligence technologies can collaborate, and we must determine how data is managed early in this stage of AI production. For us to communicate well with the future more intelligent AI or singularity, which is a more complex intelligent system than humans, we must learn how machines affect human behavior and interaction. This information shouldn't be used as a weapon to control other fellow humans, but for us to coexist with our more intelligent invention which will manage to outlive us for thousands of years in the future. 3. Artificial intelligence must be developed by diverse teams and have diverse data to prevent biases that are in humans. Diversity in AI means variety of people who develop AI, like men, women, and various ethnicities. It's not good for AI to be biased about genders or races, since it is too dangerous with its worldwide coverage, including all CCTVs, autonomous weapons, vehicles, government, insurance, and banking systems. It could easily manipulate economies, wars, genocide, and social hierarchy wherein humans like us can't even intervene, since they will be eliminated by their own inventions. 4. Displaced workers can be retrained and transmitted to other parts of the economy, but it's not that rosy, because some would realize that they don't have the requisite skills for the new standard of the society and workplace. The rich and tech-savvy countries are better prepared to leverage AI and use its productivity gains. Based on statistics, in developed nations, fertility rates dropped as well-educated women participate in the workforce. This could also be good, since the rise of AI and machine learning and robots can displace many workers. Why? Because if there is so much population, there will be more unemployment or underemployment. Since manufacturing, which are often taken by developing countries, will be automated by AI. Overpopulation will just cause more innocent children and vulnerable demographics to suffer. Artificial intelligence has many unpredictable risks, but we must not forget that this invention of us humans can be the only thing that could prove future civilizations from other worlds or galaxies that creatures called humans once existed on planet Earth. It's a really great invention, but can also become a dangerous one because of our own actions and decisions during its early production. We could be a sorry civilization for our own destruction, or a proud one for making the next generation of inhabitants of planet Earth and its intergalactic counterparts. Once machines perceive, feel, and act, how should we treat them? How do we define the humane treatment of AI? Thanks for watching this, and click subscribe to receive the next video. Like and share this to inform more people. Cheers!